Okay, saya ada share satu gambar dekat WhatsApp group kan. So gambar tu, okay, okay, Department ICT dia nak buat mock and also semester for final exam lah, mock je. Okay, bukan betul tau, dia tak kira ni sebagai markah. Dia lebih kepada untuk kelas yang tak pakai taklim lah, section lain yang tak pakai taklim. So korang tak ada masalah kot. Sebab ada certain section maybe some of the student yang tak familiar dengan taklim, so yang ni macam nak help dia orang lah. Okay, for example macam mana nak jawab soalan dalam taklim. So basically korang tak ada masalah kot sebab korang dah pakai untuk quiz kan. Quiz ada short answer, ada MCQ, so it's the same thing lah for final exam. Final exam nanti akan pakai taklim for subject ICT lah. Okay, so make sure you can log in into your iTaklim account. If you have any problem, then korang boleh refer dalam ni lah, nak contact siapa. Okay, so make sure you can log in lah. Okay. Okay, today is our final meeting for this semester. Okay, so this is our final meeting. Kenapa ramai yang lambat masuk ni? Okay, tak apa yang lambat masuk, tak dapat info lah. Okay, so this is our last meeting. Okay, that's why I put this chapter for our last meeting because this chapter is in your final exam. Okay, Python tak ada dalam final exam so jangan pelik pula. That's why I take this chapter for our final week lah. Okay. Okay, macam biasa kalau ada soalan you can interrupt my session. Okay, for today we go for chapter 5 which is privacy, security and ethics. Okay, so the learning outcome, explain privacy, security in using computer. Okay, discuss issue on computer security. Okay, describe computer criminals. Okay, cyber criminals, and also we have the computer crimes. Okay, describe the security measure required and understand the ethical issue from both general Islam and Islamic perspective. Okay, so this is the topic that we will discuss today. Okay, this is something that happened in the internet lah. Okay, for example dekat tahun 2018, okay, Facebook security breach exposed account of 50 million users. Okay, so users account ni for example ada apa? Okay, for example ada korang punya username, password, okay, about Facebook because this is information about Facebook. Okay, so anything that you post maybe has been exposed, for example your picture ke, your location for example, okay, your phone number. Okay, if you put that phone number in your link with your Facebook lah. Okay, maybe that information have been breached. Okay, and the number of users is 50 millions. Okay, so banyak lah, 50 juta. Okay, kenapa hacker, okay, tak pun someone dia nak stole this information? Ada siapa-siapa nak share tak? Kenapa dia orang ni nak cari benda ni? Kenapa dia orang nak curi data ni? Ada siapa-siapa tahu tak?
Nak scam sir. Nak scam.
Nak jual sir.
Okay, jual lagi. Apa lagi korang boleh buat?
Nak buat duit
Mining Bitcoin.
Mining Bitcoin, tak betul. Kenapa korang nak data orang untuk mining Bitcoin?
Ni apa?
Curi identiti.
Ya?
Curi identiti. Gitu.
Okay, identity theft. Okay, for example korang dapat username password account dia orang kan. Then korang pakai username password orang tu, maksudnya account orang tu, then korang post something not appropriate for example. Okay, lepas tu korang, bila korang dah boleh access dia punya account, then korang tukar password dia kan. So, korang boleh pakai sesuka hati account dia. Okay, that's one of the example lah. Okay. And, okay, second situation, 3 million Adobe encrypted customer credit card record and also plugin login data stolen by hacker. Okay, apa kemungkinan yang akan berlaku daripada information leak ni? Apa yang korang boleh nampak?
Scam.
Okay, scam. For example, kalau korang dapat dia punya contact number, lepas tu dia punya credit card number for example, Lagi?
Berita palsu.
Berita palsu macam mana tu?
Dia macam cik kena bayar 50,000 macam tu lah.
Oh, korang scam dia balik lah. 50,000 sikit. Okay, pernah tak dengar ransomware WannaCry?
Tak.
Tak pernah Okay. Okay, yang ni berlaku tahun 2017. Masa tu korang sekolah lagi kot. Sekolah lagi lah kan? Okay, 2017, one of the attack around the world is ransomware WannaCry. Okay, ransom ni maksudnya peras ugut lah. Okay, macam mana dia peras ugut? Okay, if you remember, we talk about chapter 2 and also chapter 1 lah. Okay, all the information, for example, username, password kita, gambar yang korang upload dekat Facebook, for example kan, dia akan letak dalam satu server or more than one server lah. Okay, so virus ni, for example, dia boleh connect kepada server. Maksudnya, dia boleh access kepada server tu, then dia log all the information data. So, owner of the data tu, dia tak boleh open lah file dia. For example, kalau korang kena virus kan, your file is locked, then you can access your file. Okay, so file tu bukan kecil lah. Maksudnya, for example, kena yang macam 30 juta Adobe tadi. Okay, the information is very compromised lah. Okay, it's very crucial lah. For example, user account semua kan, transaction money, okay, your company, policy and so on. Okay, orang boleh tahu. Dan benda tu korang nak retrieve balik, dia ugut korang, then you need to pay using a cryptocurrency. Masa zaman tu famous dengan Bitcoin. Okay. So for example, kalau dia minta 10 Bitcoin saja. Bitcoin price to Malaysia ringgit. Okay, satu Bitcoin sekarang ni 256,000. Kalau contoh dia minta 10 Bitcoin je, dah 2 juta. Kalau dia minta 1000 Bitcoin, so macam ni lah cara dia orang do transaction and also attack the client lah. Kenapa kena ada hackers ni? Okay, and also sekarang ni kita tak cakap pasal perang dunia apa dah. Okay, ada lagi for example perang pakai nuklear semua kan. Tapi sekarang ni big nation, okay, for example Malaysia tak. Okay, Israel. Yang latest ni kan Israel dengan Malaysia. Okay, bila yang latest ni yang terbaru kan, dia attack guna cyber war. Okay, kita tak attack pakai peluru dah sebab jauh, tak sampai. So we are using cyber attack. Okay, cyber war. Okay, one of the how to attack is we using virus lah. Okay, so ini tajuk yang kita nak bincang hari ni lah. Okay, for example, big nation, for example US bergaduh dengan China dengan Rusia. Diorang pun pakai hackers juga. Okay, yang paling latest attack is 17 jam yang lalu. This is information korang boleh cari dekat Instagram lah, Cyber Security Hub ni. Okay. Okay, a Russian hacking group has gained access to the personal information company jewelry, nama dia Graph. Okay, and dia leak 69,000 dokumen saja. Yang tu baru dia cakap 1% daripada information dokumen yang dia ada. Maksudnya kali dengan 100 lagi lah. Maksudnya ada 6 juta information yang dia dapat lah. Okay, so for example, okay, bila kita cakap company jual jewelry ni, maksudnya semua yang orang have lah ada kan. So dia ada berjuta data or documents that related to this company lah. So it's very crucial. It's very big security attack lah. Okay. Even though the company kena saman dengan government 20 million or 4% daripada annual revenue saja. Okay, but the major things here is about the information. Okay, so korang boleh lah follow one of the, ada banyak lah, tapi yang ni saya suka one of the page yang saya suka baca lah. Okay. Okay, then we have 145 million account list exposed from eBay. eBay ni for example, korang tahu lah eBay kan, macam kat Malaysia kita ada Shopee, ada Lazada. Okay, so apa yang ada dekat eBay? So for example, nama korang, address, korang punya tarikh lahir, your password account. Okay, maybe your, yelah korang link korang punya account dengan Shopee for example. Then dia orang boleh gain access for example. Then maybe dia orang boleh beli barang dia orang guna account korang if you are linked. Okay, then dia dapat barang free, korang yang tolong bayarkan for example. Okay, so this is one of the consequences that may be happen. Okay, it depend on the security of the system. Okay, so jangan link something yang very crucial to the website kalau boleh. Okay. Okay, let's go deep into our chapter. Okay, for privacy. So privacy means the ability to determine which data can be shared and restricted. Okay, so first is more on ourselves. Okay, apa data yang kita nak bagi? Apa yang data kita benarkan untuk orang tengok? Okay. So the information privacy is a part of the data protection area that deals with the proper handling of data. Okay, so this include how data should be collected, stored and shared with the third parties. Okay, second point here is refer to the organization or company that requests for the user information. Okay, for example, kalau korang nak create Instagram account for example, ataupun Facebook account. Okay, the information for example data dia minta adalah nama korang, alamat, okay, region kat mana for example, okay, maybe your phone number, your location. Okay, do you think that information you should be shared with the parties or not? Okay, so you need to careful when you are sharing some things. Okay, maybe from your contact number, then you can get a scam for example. Okay, they can sell your phone number to another third-party companies. Okay, third-party company maksudnya company yang bukan daripada company dia. Company yang ada hubung kait lah. Maksudnya for example, you want my data, then I can sell the data to you. Okay, for your own purpose. Okay, maksudnya third-party companies adalah orang tak pun organisasi, tak pun company yang tak ada hubung kait dengan transaction antara user dengan the company itself lah. Okay. So it's describe the practice in which it ensure that the data shared by the customer is only used for its intended purpose. Okay, information privacy is the right of individual over how the personal information is collected, used and preserved. So for example, kalau korang nak install apps, okay, you download from Google Play or Play Store and so on kan. Okay, Apple App Store ke. Okay, some apps dia akan request korang untuk consent. Okay, biasanya korang tak akan baca lah, korang scroll sampai bawah, then you just tick, then continue. Okay, maybe some of the information, okay, dia state about the shared data. Okay. So maksudnya kalau korang tick, then you agree with the policy. Okay, so the company have the right to share data with certain third-party companies for example. Then korang tak boleh lah sama ni for example, because you agree with the policy. Okay, then you share the data lah. Okay, for example, you snap a picture and so on, or anything that you put, it can be handled by the organization or the company itself. Okay. Okay, data privacy concern include, for example, the accuracy. Okay, how accurate and correct the recorded data or information. Okay, for example, kalau korang buat account tipu-tipu kan, okay, maksudnya that account is not a correct information. Okay, but still maybe you can create the account. Okay, you can have multiple account for your own intended purpose. Okay, but the information is not correct lah. Okay. So property, who owns the data and also the information? Okay, for example, korang upload, you upload a new picture or story or live feeds dekat Instagram ataupun Facebook, for example. Okay, all the video will be saved in their server. Okay, so maksudnya they own the data and also the information. Even though you set the picture only you can see kat Facebook, for example, kan. But still, you need to remember all the picture, all the text or images or video that you uploaded into the server or the computer or the cloud, okay, it's still stored in their computer. So the person who can access the computer still can see what we are posting. Okay, so be careful. Okay, so who has the right to access the data or information? Okay, for example, the company will decide who is the person which is responsible on the data. Okay, maksudnya orang ni boleh tengoklah data apa yang kita upload dekat situ sebab the company give access to certain people only. Okay, maksudnya that people have the right to see, okay, and also to view all information about on our account lah. Okay, and also data privacy, we have a data collection and the online identity. Okay, privacy threat, we have a threat from the web and also threat from the networks. Okay, ini sambungan daripada data collection. Okay, data collection important such as used to identify problems, allow to develop accurate theories, make your approach strategic. Okay, ini korang boleh imagine daripada data analysis Python yang kita buat tu. Okay, for example, data tu korang collect. Okay, then do you think that data you need to preserve the data from others have the data, or you just give another people to access? It's depend on you. Okay, because you are the owner of the data, for example. Okay, maksudnya kalau korang share the information, then orang lain boleh download lah. Okay, or other people can use the data, for example. If you have the data but you want to restrict only some people, okay, to use the data, then other people cannot use the data without your consent, because you are the owner of the data. Okay, okay, data collection, for example, interview, okay, from the questionnaire or the survey, korang buat Google Form kan, okay, then korang minta, for example, username, personal information of your in the questionnaire, for example, in the interview session, okay, and you can collect data from observation. Okay, for example, korang review documents, okay, all records, okay, documents, record ni, for example, kalau korang pergi dekat klinik atau hospital kan, okay, you can observe this kind of document lah. Okay, for engineering, for example, nanti korang for example nak buat apps, okay, you want to do a new research, okay, or you want to develop a new product, for example, then you need to observe, for example, from documents or records. Okay, and also you can collect data from a focus group. Okay, focus group ni, for example, section ni lah. Okay, saya nak interview section ni saja. Okay, this section ni. Okay, this is example of the focus group. Okay, so data privacy breach or exposed and have a serious impact which lead to the individual can suffer identity theft, okay, or blackmail or loss investor or customer trust. Okay, macam some of you have share, okay, apa yang boleh jadi, for example, identity theft, blackmail tadi tu kan. Okay, lost investor or customer trust. Okay, for example, kalau information korang dekat Adobe, for example, yang tadi tu kan, have been stolen. Okay, so many users will not trust this company again. Okay, so company ni dia akan buat banyak cara, for example, press conference ke, okay, dia update new security or patch new security, okay, and so on lah, to get back customer trust. Okay, but it takes time lah. Okay, orang takkan datang begitu saja back to you lah. Okay, because you have a history on dark days lah, orang cakap kan. Okay, hari hitam in your company. Okay. Okay, we also have the online identity, which is our part of the privacy concern. Okay, the information that people voluntarily post about themselves in the social networking, blogging, media sharing, and so forth. Okay, macam saya cerita tadi lah, for anything that you post into the network, okay, we don't know where the data or the picture or the video is stored. Okay, so maybe someone that have the access to our information or data can share or use our data for based on their purpose lah, sama ada goods or bads. Okay, it's depend. Okay, so since social media are easy to use and popular, people like to update their status without thinking the consequences. Okay, walaupun korang upload picture, only you can see. For example, untuk korang punya gallery ke kan, so benda tak akan hilang, for example. Okay, you can download anytime, but you need to think. Okay, the information or the picture is still in other people's computer. Okay. Okay, threat from webs, for example, is cookies. Okay, so cookies are store fragment of user data used to improve user browsing experience on their websites. Okay, so the information to remind the website about who you are as you go to the different page. Okay, so for cookies, we have two types of cookies. First is the first party cookies, which is the data directly stored by the website you are on. Okay, maksudnya all the information daripada cookies tu, first party cookies ni dia gunakan untuk kegunaan website tu saja, maksud untuk company tu saja. Okay. For third party cookies, we call also as a tracking cookies, used to transmit to websites other than you are on. Okay, for example, kalau korang buka website yang ada banyak ads, for example, yang keluar banyak ads tu kan. Okay, for example, YouTube lah. Okay, YouTube is one of the example first party cookies. Okay, so macam mana dia track? For example, 2-3 kali korang cari genre lagu tak pun based on the video yang korang nak tengok. Okay, then later after that, okay, dekat bawah-bawah tu dia akan bagi preference based on your previous history punya korang search. Okay, that's example of the first party cookies lah. Okay, dia ada good and bad lah. Good dia maksudnya it can give you preference other video, for example, that related from your previous search. Okay, so dia membantu korang, memudahkan korang lah, instead of you search one by one. Okay, every time. Okay, so for third party cookies ni, example, it will transmit to website other than you are on. Okay, for example, website yang is not very secure, but they share the information, for example, your previous history, okay, maybe your username, your password that you save in your browser, for example. Okay, they can track all your activities from the cookies. Okay, cookies ni mungkin orang tak faham sangat kenapa nama dia cookies. Okay, you can imagine macam cheat small. Okay, cheat small tu kan, we have a cookies. Okay, chocolate chip dekat atas tu korang imagine, for example, one chocolate chip is represent one data, for example, your username ke, your password, okay, your previous history, okay, maybe website that you are go to, okay, and so on. Okay, so from that cookies that store in your browser can be collected by the websites. Either it's for the first party cookies, okay, maksudnya the information only stored by the website that you're on, or for the third party cookies, maksudnya daripada website yang korang on tu, dia akan share juga kepada website lain untuk advertisement, for example. Okay. Okay, next we have a threat from networks. Okay, for example, spyware lah. Okay. So spyware is a short form daripada word spy software. Okay, maksudnya spy lah untuk kita tengok orang lain buat apa. Okay, it's a classified as malicious software, or we call it a malware. Okay, behavior that aims to gather information about person or organization and send such information to another entity in a way that harms the user. Okay, and spyware can also refer to legitimate software that monitor your data for administrative purpose, like employee monitoring software. Okay, yang ni one of the example for spyware lah. Okay, so the organization must inform the employee in written about the activity. Okay, so yang ni maksudnya more on the concern. Okay, sebab apa? Even though you are working there, okay, if the company not telling you that they install the employee monitoring software to monitor all your activities, okay, so sebenarnya company tu salah. Okay, is they break the privacy on their staff lah. Okay. So EMS ni allow employer to observe, record and review an employee use of computer, collect employee personal matters that store in the PC laptop connected to the network. Okay, that's why we call it a threat from networks. Okay, they have a good and bad for the spyware. Okay, for example, spyware ni, as you know, spyware ni untuk monitor all your activities lah on the network. Okay, for example, saya install spyware, tak pun saya send file that contain spyware punya virus, for example. Then I can look over data or activities that you doing on your computer as long as you are connected to the network. Okay. So if your device is not connected to network, then the software cannot be run. Okay, that's the different. That's how the spyware is work lah. Okay. So the good thing is, for example, kalau if anything happen, okay, orang tuduh korang mencuri data ataupun leak some information. Okay, maybe you can use the employee monitoring software ni untuk see your activity, sama ada you do the things or not. Okay, that's one of the example lah. Okay, the bad is yalah, they can see anything that you do on your computer. Okay, for example, kalau korang tengah bekerja, tak pun patutnya korang study, for example. Then korang buka Facebook, korang main game, for example. Then saya guna spyware, then I can monitor, oh korang tengah main game, for example. Then I can see activities that you do on that time using your computer. Okay, so that the good and bad depend lah. Okay, that's why some organization they install the employee monitoring software, okay, to monitor all the activities in their organization staff. Okay, let's go for the second part, which is the security. So basically, this is a link, okay, to the YouTube. So you can click the link or you can copy the link and paste in the browser. Okay. So the video is how to engage in cyber policy. Okay, you can watch later lah. Okay. Okay. For security, we have information technology security, or we call it IT security. Okay, so IT security is a set of cyber security strategies that prevents unauthorized access to organizational assets such as computer, network, and data. So it maintains the integrity and confidentiality of sensitive information, blocking the access of sophisticated hackers. Okay. Okay, gambar dekat bawah belakang ni. Okay, this person named as Edward Snowden. Okay, kalau kau pernah tengok cerita Snowden kan, okay, dia cerita pasal lelaki ni. Okay, so Edward Snowden ni, previously he is one of the hacker team. Okay, dia sebenarnya software engineer lah, but he work with NSA, okay, National Security Agency, okay, under United States of America lah. Okay, kalau korang tengok cerita Snowden ni, dia cerita based on the real story. Okay, macam mana US punya government track all the user activities on the internet. Semua, any website. Okay, macam saya, if you remember when we talk about internet, kan is like a web. Okay, all our devices, it can be accessed in one web. Okay, we are connected around the world in one web. So from that, so the KNSA ni, they can see all network activities, anything that you post in the Facebook, Instagram. Okay, for example, from your Gmail account. Okay, you are linked with any others account, for example, apa je lah, game ke apa ke yang korang put that related to the email, they can see. Okay, so they can track on our activities. Okay, they can track all our information. Okay, and other related information based on our account, they can track. Okay, so nanti saya akan share lah movie ni, korang boleh tengok. Okay, so there are three main security threat. Okay, we have a computer criminal, or we also have called as a cyber criminal. Okay, we also have a computer crime and also other hazards. Okay, so this is falls under the security threats. Okay, for computer criminal is refer to the person. Okay, computer criminal ni maksudnya orang yang melakukan jenayah tu lah. Okay, but what type of criminal? For example, we have hacker here. Okay, hacker is a people who gain unauthorized access but not cause damage to the target. Okay, hacker ni biasanya kita cakap hacker ni orang jahat. Sebenarnya hacker, there are two type of hacker. We have a white hat hackers and we have a black hat hackers. Black hat hackers ni we refer to the cracker lah. Okay, so white hat hackers ni dia lebih kepada they want to test their skill. Okay, maybe they discovered a loophole or bugs in the website or any apps, for example. Okay, and the purpose of the hackers ni, okay, for example, when you create new apps, for example, or websites, okay, then you want to test either your system is secure or not. Then you hire, for example, white hat hackers. Okay, maksudnya diorang ni macam tester lah. Okay, diorang try test to penetrate your apps or your website. Okay, if there any loopholes that they found, they will report back to you. Then maybe you can fix or patch a new version lah. Okay, to prevent unethical or attack from the cracker, for example. Okay, so that's example of the job of the hackers. Okay. Okay, hackers ni ada orang buat duit dengan hackers tau. Jadi saya tunjuklah satu gambar orang tu menang 2 juta dolar Amerika. Okay, yang ni bukan kena tangkap tak. Dia white hat hackers. Okay, they try to find the loophole in the apps or from the websites. Okay, basically these people helps company a lot. Okay. Okay, the second one we have a cracker. So cracker ni sama juga macam hacker. Dia gain unauthorized access, but the difference is they break or violates the system integrity or remote machine with malicious intent. Okay, hacker dia tak damage the target. Okay, maksudnya dia tak buat anything lah. Dia just take over, they try to penetrate saja. Okay, but cracker, bila dia boleh penetrate or dia dapat access kepada komputer tu, for example, okay, or they already break through to the server, for example, then diorang buatlah, for example, delete all the data ke, okay, they manipulate the data or maybe they lock the data and the ransom. Okay, maksudnya dia prasukut macam ransomware WannaCry tadi itulah. Okay, it's done by the cracker. Okay, so the third one we have the employees. Okay, so employees is the person who work in the company or organization and have access to the information. Okay, macam saya cerita tadi lah. Company akan put certain people to monitor all the data. Okay, so maybe this person is not jujur lah kita cakap. Okay, dia take information for the personal needs. Okay, tak pun dia take the data on their company, then sell the data to another company for their own needs, for example. Okay, without the consent of the owner of the data. Owner of the data, we refer to the organization or the company itself lah. Okay, dia curi the data, then without the consent or pengetahuan daripada pemilik data tu for their own personal needs. Okay, untuk duit. Okay. Okay, we also have the organized crime group. Okay, organized crime group ni, it can be a lot of cracker lah. Okay, they join together, joint venture. Okay, so this group of hacker work together to perform crime. Okay, and we also have a terrorist, so a group of people who get unauthorized access and control of computer system to achieve their political aims. Okay, for example, tak adalah baru sangat kan. Yang baru-baru ni, Presiden Joe Biden menang. Okay, masa tu kan dia bertanding lawan dengan Donald Trump, betul tak? Okay, masa kan dia orang akan buat apa? Yang tak dibuat kat Melaka sekarang ni. Okay, for example, dia orang nak buat janji-janji diorang semua tu kan. Okay, for example, Donald Trump, dia hire a group of hacker, okay, to penetrate the websites and share dia punya manifesto lah. Okay, so banyak, a few websites have been affected, okay, have been attacked, and apa yang dia buat, for example, bila kita pergi ke website tu, kita nampak muka Donald Trump dengan dia punya ni lah, manifesto dia. Okay, that's tapi Donald Trump deny that things done or managed by him or pay by him lah. Okay, tapi kita tak tahu apa di sebalik cerita tu lah kan. But takkanlah dia buat saja. It should be something. Okay, these people also need to have money to feed kan. Okay, we don't know. Okay, but for terrorists it's more on the political aims. Okay, nak menang undi, okay, nak menipu ke apa semua, is depend lah. Okay. Okay, how the computer criminals do the crimes? Okay, how they perform the crimes? Okay, macam korang kalau nak repair something, then you need to have the tools lah kan. Okay, but the computer criminal needs to have a tool. For example, they're using the malicious software. Okay, or we also call it as a malware. Okay, malware is designed to damage or take control on the computer system. Okay, for example, I can use viruses. Okay, I can use worm, trojan, or zombie botnets. It depends what intention that I want to do. Okay, for example, we have bug. Okay, bug ni a type of error or flaw or failure that produce an undesirable or expected result. Okay, for example, saya letak bug dalam server, for example, then a few minutes or second later, then the website may be down. Okay, for example. Okay, maybe I can infect it using virus. Okay, piece of code that loaded into the website or computer without your knowledge can easily multiply and can be transmitted as an attached file. Okay, for example, saya nak attack semua orang yang connected kepada Facebook, for example. I can use a virus. Okay. And for example, kalau saya nak put advertisement, okay, for example, kalau korang pergi dekat website tu, then you will download the adware, for example, or Trojan horse. Okay, it can be anything when you are going to the internet. Okay, so make sure when you go or you search something on the internet, okay, you make sure the website is safe for you to browse. Okay, maybe korang terinstall Trojan horse, for example. Okay, so Trojan horse ni sama je macam cerita Roman Empire, how they attack the version. Okay, so Trojan horse tu awalnya kita nampak dia legit. Okay, maksudnya the software is secure. Okay, but inside the software that's contain the viruses that can cause harm to the device or the user itself. Okay, for example, user mungkin they collect data and they send back to the hacker or the cracker, then they can blackmail. Tak pun dia orang boleh boot korang, for example. Okay, they are using the Trojan horse, for example. So banyak lagi lah. Okay, so you can read later after this. Okay, we also have another computer crime, for example, denial of service attacks. Okay, denial of service ni dia lebih kepada kita nak disable terus dia punya server, for example, tak pun dia punya komputer or other computer devices. Okay, we send, for example, worm, for example. Tak pun kita send another type of viruses, for example, bot ke, okay, zombie botnet. We take over the computer, okay, and the computer will crash after certain time lah. Okay, so we deny the service of the devices. Okay, bila biasanya kita panggil ni DOS lah. DOS is the same thing. Okay, internet scam is referred to the phishing. Okay, for example, korang menang certain amount of money, for example, tapi korang tak join pun benda tu. For example, tiba-tiba korang dapat email ataupun SMS, you win this house ke, for example, money ke kan, but you know that you are not join the event. Okay, but yelah, orang bagi duit, for example 10,000, takkan korang buat bodoh je kan. For example, they request back, for example, your username, password, your account number, for example. Okay, so this kind of the internet scam. Okay, sama je. Word dia phishing sama macam mancing lah. So mancing apa yang kita pakai? Kita akan pakai umpan lah. So umpan dia sebenarnya, for example, the price itself lah. Price tu tak wujud pun, for example. Okay, dia just, you can name amount of money, no problem. Okay, korang menang kereta BMW. Okay, but you need to give me your username, password and your account number, for example. Ada orang dia bagi je, walaupun kita cakap, kenapa kita nak bagi? They try to talk with us politely lah, sampai kita rasa macam oh, betul ni sebenarnya, macam betul lah. They can make us trust from what things that they doing lah. Sebenarnya benda tak betul pun. So make sure if you receive a scam, you read the information. If you think that's a scam, don't ever reply. Okay, buat tak tahu saja. Okay, just delete the text or the email. Okay, we also have a social networking risk. Okay, from the social network, okay, you can get a risk, for example, send data, or you can get viruses from the networks. Okay, we also have a rogue Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay, rogue Wi-Fi hotspot ni, for example, kalau korang pergi dekat mana-mana yang bagi Wi-Fi free, for example, dekat McD ke, dekat Starbucks. Okay, macam mana rogue Wi-Fi hotspot ni dia attack? Okay, bila korang duduk dekat, for example, dekat McD atau Starbucks kan, korang tak tahu dengan siapa korang use the Wi-Fi. Okay, maybe there are cracker or hacker that using the same Wi-Fi hotspot dekat, for example, dekat restoran tu kan. Then they can monitor all the activities that you doing on the using that Wi-Fi. Okay, for example, you login into your personal account, Facebook ke, bank account ke, and so on. Maybe they can track all your activities. They can track all the things that you send or request on the network. Okay, then maybe they can have your username and password for their own purpose lah. Okay, so make sure if you are using the free Wi-Fi, okay, make sure you check if it's safe or not for you to use. Okay, if you're using the free Wi-Fi ni, kalau boleh janganlah open any accounts. Okay, for example, Facebook. Okay, that consists of username and password, especially your bank account. Okay, so because they can penetrate your connection through the network. Okay, because using the same Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay, they can monitor all your activities. Okay. Okay, theft or identity theft. Okay, for example, macam kau cerita tadi lah, when I get username and password, then I can use the account for my needs. Okay. Data manipulation, for example, employee tadi. Okay, they can access our information, then maybe they can change, or maybe they can manipulate the data for their own purpose lah. Okay. And lastly, we have a cyberbullying. Okay, cyberbullying, for example, korang you talk something about physical or appearance of other people. Okay, you talk back about the company or anything. Okay, so make sure when you post something or you comment something on the website, okay, make sure you're using the appropriate word. Okay, walaupun korang marah sangat, kalau boleh jangan guna ayat yang tak elok lah. Okay, it's because even though you already delete the text, okay, sebenarnya when we talk about data sebenarnya you cannot delete just simply like that dalam server. Walaupun korang delete, sebenarnya dalam komputer server data tu still ada. Saya tak tipu tahu benda ni. Okay, even though you delete the text that you have been post, kita tak cakap pasal orang screenshot tak cakap. Data tu sebenarnya hidden daripada orang lain view, termasuk awak. Okay, so the data is still there. Okay, that's why they still save the data, but it's hidden from our view only. Walaupun korang delete the comment. Okay. Yes, it's delayed and not be seen by you, but the data is still there on the internet. Okay, so make sure you are carefully when you post something on the internet. Okay. Okay, this is explanation lah. Social networking is then we have from other hazard. Okay, for example, from natural disaster. Okay, we have a tsunami, hurricane, landslide that affected on the server who hosting the website, for example. Okay, so bila the server is affected by natural disaster, for example, tsunami, data will be lost. Okay. And also we have a technological failure. Okay, aircon on server room not working. So server room sebenarnya is very hot. Okay, they need to have an aircon to maintain the temperature of the computer itself. Okay, if the computer or if the aircon is malfunction, okay, so the computer or the server will be very hot and it will down in a few minutes only. Okay, power outage, and also we have a human error, for example, careless, okay, accidentally delete data or formatting storage. Okay, so this is an example of error that can lead to the security leaks, privacy leaks. Okay. Okay, security measures that we can take. For example, you can set access restriction using a password or biometric scanning device. Okay, for example, dekat phone sekarang kan, you can use fingerprint, for example, or password. Okay, or your face recognition or your voice recognition pun we can use nowadays. Okay, so this is more on the security measure to protect our data. Okay, and also you can set data loss prevention. Okay, so this is a method or solution for, biasanya lebih kepada company lah, they do backups on the data. Okay, for example, Facebook kan. Okay, Facebook, they have a lot of data centers. Each data center have the same video or comment that we are posting. Okay, sebab tu kita tak pernah dengar. For example, Google, Facebook semua down. But in a few weeks later, semua servis daripada Facebook, for example Instagram dengan WhatsApp is down for 6 hours. Okay, sebenarnya itu melibatkan dia punya network, tak silap saya. So all the server is not connected and the system is down lah. Okay, the service is down. Okay, so encrypted in files, email address and also web. Okay, this is another example. For example, dekat bank punya websites. Okay, they're using the encrypted, for example, username and password. When you click login, okay, they will encrypt your username and password from the internet SIM. Okay, they have their own method lah to change from the real text to the encrypted text. Okay, and also they have a disaster recovery plan. Okay, data loss prevention, for example, you can backup your data frequently. Okay, even though in your computer, for example, your assignment semua kan, your slide, maybe your picture, for example, you do a backup in the external hard disk, for example, ataupun you put in the cloud, for example. Okay, so for example, if anything happen in your device, okay, then you can download from another device. Okay, or you plug in your USB or external hard disk that contain the data that you want to get back. Okay, monitor all data movement, yang ni lebih kepada company lah. Okay, for example, from one department to department, okay, you monitor all the data movement, okay, to prevent leak information, especially the information is very crucial lah. Okay, it's more private. Okay, train employee and provide continuous guidance. Okay, you train your employee to set up or have their own username and password, for example, for their own device. Okay, to store data, okay, to do backup of data, for example. Okay, you can train your own employee. Okay, auditing of data and program periodically. Okay, this is to make sure that all the operation, okay, following the SOP or standard that you are put in your organization. Okay, so you can do auditing. Okay, for example, you audit person by person, how they store the data, how they prevent unauthorized access, for example, to their own personal computer, okay, and so on. Okay, so this is more on the data loss prevention. Okay, this is the cryptography. So cryptography is used to encrypt is the method which information is converted into secret code that hide the information from the true meaning. Okay, for example, macam saya cerita tadi lah, website yang ada HTTPS, okay, website yang HTTPS basically all the information, for example, kalau korang search something kan, for example, or you login, you put your username, password, okay, all the text that do conversation between your devices and the server will be encrypted. Okay, for example, you want to send a text, hello, from the sender to a recipient. Okay, before the text uploaded into the network, okay, they will encrypt first. Okay, yang ni dia ada engine dia lah, encryption engine dia. Okay, and also they have a key to lock the information. Okay, apa yang transfer dekat internet sebenarnya encrypted text. Even though, for example, ada group Wi-Fi hotspot, for example. Okay, if they penetrate your connection, apa yang dia jumpa sebenarnya encrypted text. Dia tak tahu apa yang korang hantar. If they want to know the text that you are saying or image, for example, the data that they want to have from you, they need to have the key to open them or to decrypt back to the plain text. Okay. So dekat gambar yang belah kanan tu, yang ni adalah cipher machine zaman dulu lah. Okay. So macam mana, for example, they want to send information. Okay. Kena pusing berapa kali, kanan ke kiri, okay, and so on. Okay. Then it will become a text. Okay. Ini zaman dulu lah. Korang tahu kan benda ni macam mana function kan. Okay, for online punya encryption, saya ada letak link dekat bawah ni. You can try later lah after this. For example, you want to encrypt from text to from plain text to the encrypted text. Okay, ciphertext. So you can use from this link lah, example. Okay, you can try later after this. Okay, next we have a disaster recovery plan. Okay, so it's a documented structure approach that describes how an organization can quickly resume works after an unplanned incident. Okay, macam tadi lah, for example, saya cerita Facebook, they have multiple server that contain the same data or information that we are posting on the Facebook websites. Okay, for example, this server is infected by the cracker, okay, or maybe this server have been down due to the natural disaster. Okay, then another server will take over automatically. Okay, that's why for big companies, okay, they have multiple server that will take over the activities time to time if anything happen. Okay, so this example of the disaster recovery plan. Okay, they have set their own plan on how to prevent if any disaster happen. Okay, last one we have the computer ethics. Okay, computer ethics is referred to standard moral conduct, so which will guide computer user in his communication that may affect his and other people's lives. Okay, for example, for Muslim it's referred to the more on the moral conduct lah. Okay. Okay, it's not two, sorry, it's a three type of the unethical action. Okay, we have the plagiarism, software piracy, and also digital piracy. Okay, plagiarism is prefacing someone else's words and attempting to pass it off as your own. Okay, maksudnya korang copy and paste lah. Lepas tu korang guna apa yang korang copy and paste tu, then you say, this is my job. Okay, this is my contribution, for example. Okay, sebenarnya korang copy and paste daripada kerja orang lain. Okay, that's example of plagiarism lah. Okay, basically yes, we can copy and paste other people plagiarism, but make sure you give credit to the owner of the dia orang punya hard work lah. Okay, for example, kalau korang paste gambar ni kan, okay, you can, for example, you can if you know who is the owner of the picture, for example, then you can use give a credit. Okay, for example dekat YouTube kan, okay, make sure you put a credit. Okay, you get this image from which websites. Okay, you send back or you link back to the owners. Okay, to prevent the plagiarism. Okay, we have also software and digital piracy. Okay, so this action of illegal copying, distributing, and selling computer software. Okay, that's example of the software piracy. Okay, for digital piracy, the action of illegal copying, distributing, and selling digital videos. Okay, for example, videos, music, films, ebooks, software, and so forth. Okay. Okay, software that have been registered, okay, so it will be protected under the law. Okay, maksudnya they already patent their product, for example, software or videos, for example. If you want to share, okay, make sure you get the consent from the owner of the software. Okay, for example, kalau software kan, okay, korang beli seorang, lepas tu korang share 10 orang. So you already break the privacy lah. Sebenarnya when you buy for your own, then you cannot share lah. That's supposed to be like that. Okay. For digital privacy sama juga. For example kat YouTube kan, okay, when you want to use other people punya, for example, video or songs or any pictures that related to other people's punya contribution, okay, if you want to use, you need to have the consent from the owner of the digital data. Okay, for example dekat YouTube, they can track all our activities. For example, kalau korang guna video orang lain for your own video korang edit kan, then they will send you macam they remind or inform you that you are break the privacy of the owner. Okay, maksudnya korang plagiarism, tak apa, digital piracy. Okay, korang guna video orang lain for your own purpose without the consent, so you already break the privacy. Okay, copyright is referred to the legal right of the owner or intellectual properties, also refer to original creator of the product. Okay, copyright law protected creator of original material from unauthorized duplicate or use. Okay, for example, kalau korang engineering nanti kan, you invent something or you create a new product, for example. Okay, if you want to prevent others from copying your own product, then you can patent or you do copyright on your product. So orang lain kalau dia nak copy, maybe they need to have a consent from you first, because you are owner. You are the owner of your intellectual property. Okay, so if other people is using your intellectual properties for their own needs, okay, then korang boleh saman dia. Okay, because your product have been copyright under a protected law. Okay. Okay, this is another video, okay, about how to engage in the cyber policy. Okay, you can click the link lah. Okay. Okay, ini yang saya nak share tadi tu. Okay, this is person who won a $2 million on a HackerOne. Okay, so yang ni what hackers lah. Okay, they try penetrate. Okay, for example, diorang, okay, dekat dunia ni diorang ada banyak lah. For example, bola kan dia ada diorang punya league kan. Okay, hacker pun diorang ada diorang punya tournament. Okay, if you can hack, for example, the companies software security, for example, Kaspersky ke apa kan, they create antivirus program, then they create hacker league. Lepas tu diorang try minta all these hacker to try to penetrate dia punya maksudnya untuk test lah sama ada secure ke tak dia website. Okay, if these people, for example, orang ni jumpa loopholes or bug dalam dia punya system, then they can get from this person punya information, okay, how to strengthen or get a better software or product for their customer. Okay, sebenarnya dia orang ni win-win situation lah. Okay, yang Mamat ni dapat duit, yang company tu dapat new information or updates on how to strengthening dia orang punya security purpose. Okay, and saya ada letak lagi dua video. For the first one, in the top hacker show us how it's done. Okay, Pablo Holmas ni dia tunjuk macam in real life, dia tunjuk macam mana dia hack ataupun dia get information from your PayWave card. Okay, so korang boleh tengok lah nanti macam mana PayWave card tu dia boleh collect information. Okay, expired date bila, korang punya account, nama semua. Okay, and how to protect your PayWave card from access by others. Okay, Kevin Mitnick ni sample speaking clip and hacks you will see live. Kevin Mitnick ni special. Okay, sebenarnya both dua orang ni sebenarnya adalah bekas penjenayah. Okay, tapi jenayah dia orang lebih kepada hackers. Okay, there have been Pablo Holmas ni tak silap saya dah 2-3 tahun dia kena penjara. Lepas tu dia keluar, lepas tu that's why dia invited as a speaker untuk tak dekat Midwest ni. Okay, Kevin Mitnick ni pun bekas hacker juga. Tapi dia dah insaf. Lepas tu, but now he working with the giant company for security lah. Okay, sebab they have their own skill. Okay, why not dia guna skill dia untuk get good money from the right way lah. Okay, dia bekerja dengan company antivirus punya security. Okay, so they try to find the loophole. Okay, because they have the skill. Okay, why not they work with this kind of company lah. Okay, okay, you can watch later after this, and there are few others kat YouTube. Okay, and banyak lagi lah. Okay, you can search. So anything for our chapter 5? Any question, or maybe you want to share ke? Maybe some of you ada belajar hack ke in this few months of year before korang join UAE ke, anything?
Adam Haris.
Ada ke?
Muklis pernah kena hack.
Kena hack? Kena hack dengan siapa? Tahu tak? Kena hack apa? Facebook?
Adam Haris.
Dia panjang cerita dia rasa. Saya pun pernah kena.
Panjang tu.
Saya dengan Muklis lah.
Kayaknya korang dalam masa tu korang kat mana? Korang kena hack?
Baru je.
Dia hack dekat
dekat Discord.
Dia send file ke?
Tak, dia bagi satu link ni. Lepas tu tak tahu lah macam mana. Bila orang tekan link tu kena hack.
Okay, faham. Okay, macam saya cerita lah. Internet ni, okay, senang cerita. For example, kalau saya buka browser kan. For example, saya tulis apa je. Okay, for example, saya type Bitcoin to MYR. Okay, so bila korang klik send, word ni sebenarnya dia akan go through the internet. Okay, maksudnya bila korang klik link yang dia bagi tu, dia boleh collect korang punya information daripada korang punya browser tadi ataupun korang punya device. Dia sama macam cookies tadi tu. Okay, for example, takkan nak saya tunjuk cookies saya pula kan. Okay, kalau korang perasan dekat sini ada appearance, not appearance. Cookies appearance ke? Kan? Google account. Okay, kalau korang pergi dekat privacy and security dekat browser korang, dia ada part cookies. Okay, saya cookies tu memang dia data cookies ni sebenarnya dia simpan dekat browser korang. Kalau korang guna Chrome, then all the activities yang ada dekat Chrome ni dia boleh track based on the cookies ni lah. Kalau different browser, for example dekat Mozilla ke, they have their own cookies based on your history or your activities on online. Okay. For example, sebenarnya saya boleh je dapatkan korang punya username password daripada gambar. For example, saya send korang satu gambar. Okay. For example, saya nak track korang location kat mana sekarang kan. Bila korang klik gambar tu, tak pun korang download gambar tu, then I can know your location, your device ID, korang punya IMEI, device korang, and banyak lagi lah. Saya malas nak tunjuk. Bahaya. Okay. Selain tu, bila kena hack tu dekat Discord tu? Minggu lepas?
Dalam seminggu, 2 minggu lepas tu lah.
Korang dalam Discord sama
Dia cerita dia macam ni. Mula-mula Muklis kena hack. Lepas tu dia macam scam macam scam. Dia send link sama dekat semua orang yang ada dalam Discord contact tu. Lepas tu siapa yang tekan tu kena sekali lah.
Okay, faham. Dia macam apa yang cakap link together. Bila korang klik, dia akan pergi dekat orang lain yang related dengan korang punya group. Betul tak?
Macam tu lah bang.
So, apa yang dia collect korang agak-agak?
Rasa bahaya kat ni.
Okay, bila korang dah jadi macam tu, kalau boleh, my suggestion lah. Try to quit from that group dulu. quit dari group tu, mana awak dapat link tu, sebab awak nak break the connection. First, awak nak break the connection. Awak keluar daripada group tu, for example, then kalau boleh, awak delete your account. Tu tahu, kalau boleh awak keluar daripada grup tu, sebab macam tadi awak ceritakan, dia channel daripada satu orang kepada grup-grup lain. So bila orang lain klik juga, dia akan channel kepada grup-grup orang yang affected tadi tu. Dia macam link. Macam seorang kena, then dia akan link kepada orang lain. Ini kita cerita daripada virus lah. Virus, dia spread. Macam korang, for example, korang share movie daripada pendrive, for example. For example, korang cucuk pendrive ni dekat infected PC, tak apa komputer. Okay. Lepas tu korang ambil pendrive ni, korang cucuk dekat laptop korang pula. Then your laptop or your device will get infected daripada ini. Sebab virus tu, they can travel to any device that have been connected physically. So based on apa yang awak cerita, sebenarnya they connected through online. Based on the group. Maksudnya bila awak klik, so dia akan detect this group yang awak pernah, or awak ada link, then dia akan still spread the virus that contain the link lah. Okay. So apa yang dia collect data, maybe your network activities, username, password. Tapi the best way is maybe dia akan install korang few viruses dalam device korang. Saya tak pasti tu. Okay. The best way, boleh tukar password. Tak pun korang unlink dulu dengan group tu, change password, baru link balik. So dia tak boleh macam mana, banyak cara dia sebenarnya. Hackers ni dia collect data. Okay. So link ni yang bahaya. Bila once dah link, memang cara dia korang kena unlink dengan link tu lah. For example, sekarang ni dia dah link kepada group Discord tu. Okay. Ada lagi orang lain yang kena hack ke selain daripada cerita Discord tadi tu?
So better buat akaun baru rasa kan?
Tapi kalau korang still masuk dalam group tu, sama je, tak ada efek pun.
Dia bukan group saya, dia PM seorang-seorang.
Oh, dia PM seorang.
Dia bukan install virus tu terus kat situ. Dia macam message satu link. Satu link kat seorang tu. Lepas tu siapa yang tekan link tu kena hack lah.
Oh, macam phishing lah.
Macam phishing lah.
Kalau saya
link tu dia nak pancing orang.
Okay, faham. Bila kau dapat link, contoh saya kalau dapat link pun mesti kita akan curious kan, link ni kenapa? Betul tak? So korang tertekan, then something happen lah kan. Jadi okay. So anything nak share lagi ke? Nak tanya pasal assignment tu esok ke? Okay, esok assignment tu saya dah extend daripada sejam setengah kepada sejam 40. So saya bagi korang extra 10 minit lah. Senang je. Sama je macam combo exercise last week. Siapa yang buat lah. Siapa yang tak buat, then janganlah komplain. Sama saja, you need to send, you need to zip the file and send it into Taklim lah. Make sure dalam folder tu ada IPYNB file dengan dataset saja. Saya tak nak benda lain. Okay. So kalau korang share file tadi dekat orang lain pun dia boleh buka. Okay, so tak ada masalah. Okay, anything before we end our class for today? So kalau tak ada,
Sir,
yes.
final exam chapter semua keluar
Okay, final exam chapter 3, 4, 5 dengan Excel saja. 1 and 2 tak ada. Dengan Python. So sikit lah, 3 chapter, 3, 4 ni 5 dengan Excel. Excel, chart dengan sorting filter ni tak masuk. So masuk formula dengan calculation je lah. And function dalam Excel tu sikit-sikit, error message and so on. Tu je lah. Tak banyak pun, mesti boleh skornya, ambil dapat A.
Sir.
Yeah.
Dekat bang, line apa laju sir?
Masa awak dekat UIA ke? Kita orang ada.
Telkom ke?
Oh, telco lah masa awak. Saya pakai DG. DG saya full bar.
Messi laju lah Messi.
Saya rasa okey je sebab kita depan ni ada pencawang.
Oh.
Microwave tower kalau ingat. Itulah WiMAX tu. Dekat je kat sini. So saya rasa tak ada masalah kot telco dekat area CFS ni. Oh, korang masuk bulan 12 ni kan? Semua engineering.
Sir.
Saya rasa tak ada masalah pun, telco tak ada masalah sebab memang pencawang dekat je. Okay. So tak ada soalan So I think that's
So maksudnya yang macam phishing tadi tu, kan? Selagi kita tak tekan link tu, selagi tak jadi apa-apa kan?
Selagi awak tak tekan, selagi tu tak ada apa-apa lah.
Okay, selamat tu.
Kalau awak tertekan, saya suggest better awak change password je lah. Tak pun kalau macam Instagram kan awak boleh tukar username sekali kan? Tukar dulu. Tak payah tukar semua, tak apa. Awak tambah satu huruf ke, so dia tak ada daftar yang exact apa yang dia ada masa tu lah. Okay. So I think that's all from me and good luck for your final exam. So this is our last meeting kan? Okay, so good luck for your final exam. So saya minta maaf lah kalau ada sebarang kekurangan, ada yang tak buat kelas ke, and give you hard question ke. So it's part of learning sebenarnya. If you want to ask anything, boleh je tanya later after this. Okay, tiba-tiba nanti nak habis asasi. Yeah.
Sem depan ajar 416 sir.
416. Kalau dapat lah.
Kemah sir.
404.
Come on,
Asal 6 sir.
We need you.
404.
We need you, sir.
Program ni kan?
Ajar dua-dua.
416, sir.
Jadi dua okey kan sir?
Kalau saya dapat lah. Sebab jadual bukan saya yang tetapkan. Alah, korang boleh kan pergi section lain, betul tak? So korang carilah section yang saja nanti. Bukan boleh cari section dia. Aku saya tak pastilah.
Boleh je sir.
Boleh sir.
Tapi make sure kenalah dengan time korang tu. Jangan korang drop lepas tu tiba-tiba clash. Memang korang tak dapat enroll lah that subject, that section lah. Tu je. Saya rasa lah. Okay, so I think that's all from me. Jumpa korang lah Senpai bulan 12 kan, last bulan.
Yes.
Allah, amin.
The best. Okay, kalau ada apa-apa still boleh contact lah. Okay, tak ada masalah. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you for joining my class for the whole semester and class dismissed. And thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you sir.
Thank you sir.
Thank you sir.
Thank you sir.
Thank you sir.